guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I am Thlologelo Promise Rampa and this is Relocate to Australia with Promise. It is the #1 DIY relocation platform. So if you are looking to relocate to Australia or anywhere else in this world and you cannot afford an agent, you are able to do it yourself. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so that you guys can get more information about how you can also do this whole relocating thing yourself. So today I'm going to be doing a bit of a mixture of town profiling and also documenting our first camping trip. The reason why I'm mixing it up, we went to Woodgate, and Woodgate is a very small community, so there was not really much to document. But because it was our first time being in that town, I just decided, you know what, I think it is worthy of a profile, just in case somebody's thinking of buying a holiday home. Woodgate is one of those places here in Australia where you are able to do that. We'll go into it when we go into it. So yes, we went on our first camping trip. How this all came about, at my husband's workplace, they have this thing where they like to do things outside of work. So they decided, okay, let's go camping. We'll go to Woodgate, and they administered everything. We just did the payments and traveled there. It was very good actually doing this whole first camping with people that have done it before. But thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? Being from Africa, we do camp. We just don't call it camping. It's just the way of living. But we're from the rural area. So when you're from the rural area, you've probably done camping. You just did not know you were camping, okay? Yeah. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Camping.
Where are we going, Felo?
Camping.
Camping. Our very first camping trip. Would then be our first camping trip, obviously, here in Australia. We really did enjoy it because we had people that helped us with setting up our tent, and I knew my husband was not going to be able to do that himself, even though he said he would. But child. The camping culture is very huge here in Australia. Like, people go camping all the time, and it was really good getting to hear people's stories where they tell you, I've been camping ever since. Like, I've been doing it with my parents, and now as parents they're doing it with their children. It was a very good experience, and I felt like, wow, now I'm that parent that's doing this whole camping thing with my children. Very nice. So yes, Ever since we came to Australia in 2019, Marang got introduced to the whole camping culture. So it's something that they talk about in school with her friends. I believe over school holidays, a lot of parents would go camping. So when you come back and you're having discussions with your friends, they're like, oh, we went camping. So she's been saying to me and my husband, I want to go camping. I want to go camping. I'm like, Marang, camping for what? Why do you want to go camping out of all these things? But because it's a very big thing here and it's something that they discuss also as friends, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have to do it. I did not know how to initiate it and start it. So when this opportunity came for us to then go camping with my husband's workmates, I was like, you know what? We are going to do it. Come sunshine or rain. And after the first camping trip, we did another one. Oh, trust me, this thing is so addictive. Hey, no wonder this whole camping culture here in Australia is very big. It is really, really good. You feel like, oh my God, I can slow down. I don't need to worry about chores at home. I don't need to worry about things that I get up to during the weekend. I can really just kokamoya and relax. So we traveled from Harvey Bay to Woodgate, obviously at night, as you guys can see, because it was on a Friday night after work. Would I recommend doing that for a first trip? Probably not, because we have to figure out how to set up our tent at night with limited light. So I would not recommend for you guys to do that if it's going to be your first camping trip. But if you are with people, because with us, what really did help was us being there with people that have done camping before, and they've helped us all to set up our tent. I will not lie though, I was a bit scared because I was like, yo, what if there's a snake that gets into my tent? And I'm like, yo, because my problem is if a snake comes into my tent, I'm not sure how I'm going to get that snake out of my tent. And I've got my kids there, so I don't know who I'm going to save first, myself or my kids. Hey guys, life is tricky, Pela. So I was like, okay, fine. I need to calm down. I've come to the conclusion that there are 3 types of camping. So there's your bush camping, which is you just going into nature where there's like no facilities. It's just you, your tent or your caravan or motorhome, just in the middle of nowhere in the bush. I think you can only camp in the bush if it is authorized by the government. I'm not too sure. Maybe you have to, I don't know. But there are people who just go in the bush and then they just start camping. You do get those certain places where there will be signs, no camping here, you do not camp here. Because I think people were doing it. So yes, that's like bush camping. So you would not have like your facilities like your toilet, running water, and all of that. So you would have to find a way to get that there yourself. Fine. That's bush camping. I hope you get the idea. And then you've got your glamping. So your glamping is your glamorous camping. I think a lot of South Africans do glamping instead of camping. So that's where you get your tent and then you have your toilet and your shower. It might be outside, an outside shower where you can see nature and the elephant and the zebra. Maybe Kruger National Park. I think maybe at Kruger National Park, that's what they do, glamping. I don't think you sleep in an actual sleeping tent. Maybe there's an option too, but I think maybe you sleep on a bed and they put some Swiss chocolate on the bed and some roses and all of that. You can probably run a hot bath with some rose petals, but because then you are in nature, you are still camping. So I'm thinking that's what glamping is. So what we did is in the middle of glamping and wild camping, bush camping, right? So we were in the middle because we went to a camping site. So a camping site is where obviously campers gather. You can come with your caravan, your motorhome, your tent. I think there might be some camping sites where they don't permit either tents or maybe motorhomes or caravans. You find different ones. But where we went, they were permitting everything where you can come with your motorhome. It was very nice getting to see how people do camping because I was like, how do you get to that level? Because some people come in these big ones that are so beautiful and you're like, oh, this is a moving house. We obviously started with a tent. And when we were having conversations with the people that we went camping with, they were like, yeah, that's where we start also, promise. Some of them started with a swag. I did not know what a swag was until I did my first camping. So a swag is basically like a blow-up tent, I think. You just open it up and then it's got a mattress already. So you just go in and you sleep. So swags come in different sizes. You can get like a single swag or like a big one where it can accommodate 2 people. But it's really got a lot of space. I think when you have a swag, then you have to have either your car or something next to you so that you can put all your things in there and your swag is just for sleeping. So as I mentioned to you guys, camping is a very big thing here in Australia. People really do love it and people invest so much money in it. It is definitely worth it. It is something that we're definitely going to be doing for the rest of our lives. I cannot wait to get into this for real, for real, for real. I know my kids loved it. We had so much fun. Yes, as I mentioned, with camping, you connect to nature. You're just in there. It was very lovely seeing my children getting dirty because most of the time as a parent, you just, you don't want to deal with the dirt. So you don't want to deal with the dirt. Just keep them in the house, take them to the park, which sometimes is not good because you want your children to be in there in the dirt and, exploring the world and nature. So I feel like we were able to do that. We found this creek. Is it a creek? Yes. It was hidden somewhere. On our way out of Woodgate, we saw cars turning left and we're like, where are these cars going? But this is the other thing. When me and my husband travel, we always look for lookouts and things to do in that area. So we Googled something and the creek came up and then we saw cars going that direction. We're like, let's follow them. It was the worst decision because when we got there, people were having so much fun. Like, how did we not know? But we said to ourselves, you know what, we're going to go back to Woodgate, and we're going to make sure that when we go next time, we're going to have some fun at the creek. People were there barbecuing their meaty, because here they don't braai, they barbecue. So they were barbecuing their lunchy, and they were swimming, and they had all these water activities that they were doing there, like your ski jets and yada yada yada. It was very nice. It was very lovely to see. So we're gonna go to that creek when we go back to Woodgate someday. So the other thing that we saw at Woodgate, I think a lot of people, as I mentioned to you guys, it's a very small community, and I think that's where either people go to either retire or if they're looking for a break. So we got to see a lot of what do you call these, holiday rentals. So what we saw there were a lot of holiday rentals. So yes, I think you can buy like an investment property or something like that, or a holiday home where you know, okay, I'm tired of seeing people. I need to go somewhere where I can relax, read my book, do my yoga. That's that kind of a place. We only saw one shop. I think that's where you would get all your things. Otherwise, you'd have to go into town. I'm not too sure if their nearest town would be in Harvey Bay or Bundaberg, or if there's another near town before. I'm not sure what their nearest town would be, but I think if you're looking for other things that you cannot get at Woodgate, you'd go out of town. It is not a place where I would suggest for somebody to go settle, because as I mentioned, there are not a lot of things going on there. And if you do end up in Woodgate, you'd always have to travel out to do stuff. So it's a place where you go to just relax, retire, enjoy life, retreat, you know, usa kokumoya. That's the kind of place that you would go to. Was our first camping trip. We had so much fun. We learned a lot. We are definitely going to be doing a whole lot more camping. Trust me, it is something that I do highly recommend. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you again next week.